was one of Boston's finest police officers, the kind of guy that doesn't flinch in a firefight. Nick's talents had caught the attention of a unique law enforcement agency, the R.I.P.D, a department of dead detectives policing the afterlife hidden from humanity.
You know, I gotta tell you, I went into this with some positive vibes. I mean, it's a movie game, but it's published by Atlus. It's a multiplayer shooter. It's got Jeff Bridges with a shotgun. Some things you just can't teach. I don't know. You know, this reminds me of a story. It took place back in the early 90s. I only mention it because, well, sometimes you eat the... well, you know. Sometimes the god-awful video game eats you. R.I.P.D is a movie I have no intention of seeing, despite the aforementioned Bridges and the boldness of its pun. You're well aware of my stance on puns. I say if you don't like them, you should be punished for punitive damages. Anyway, this is that movie's obligatory video game tie-in. One day, these won't be quite so obligatory. We'll all be better off for it. The interesting thing about R.I.P.D is that there seems to be a bit of thought here, at least for a movie game. I mean, I can't remember ever playing a movie game that went for something like this, and that alone is to be commended. The idea is a good idea, a slight dose of delicious ingenuity for a kind of game that usually gets none. Unfortunately, everything else ruins the taste.
Looks like this one was too much.
So R.I.P.D takes the old Horde mode concept and places it within the context of the movie. It's primarily a multiplayer game, but you can play alone. And ironically, for a game about a movie about a fate worse than death, that's, well, you get the idea. The game has nothing but the Horde mode, which you'll repeat ad nauseum. And that might have been passable if the game were polished up and played well. That's so far from the case, it's drifting into space. R.I.P.D is an utterly broken game. That's the most important thing to know. It has an almost astonishing amount of bugs. They're parading around like a Pixar movie. Only there's no happy ending in this one. There's only turrets that don't work when you put them down. So you have to do it again. And freezes. And the crazy sudden immunity? I mean, I fought this enemy for about a half an hour before I noticed the damage I was doing wasn't causing damage. Like, I couldn't kill it. And I fought these enemies before. This didn't happen. So I just stood there to let it kill me. It literally just danced around the entire time. Not only is that several bugs in one, it's also terrible marksmanship. Anyway, when the game isn't glitching out, it doesn't play as bad. Then again, as a relative assessment, I wouldn't get too excited about it. It's still a clunky mess. You take on these little missions that randomly pop up, but those are broken too. They're either not recognizing you did it, or giving you credit when you didn't do it. You can also play as Ryan Reynolds, but I mean, if you choose Ryan Reynolds over Jeff Bridges, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. R.I.P.D might have been a vaguely interesting, maybe kind of unique movie tie-in. The ideas were certainly in place for that to be the case, but honestly, there were so many bugs, and glitches, and frustrations from its flaws and its design, it's just not worth the headaches. And that's actually kind of disappointing. I mean, this game's just... It pees on your rug, man.